Wow, I'm a little weirded out by this episode. I watched Face Off, another cager we haven't talked about on the podcast yet. John Travolta. Hey, good looking. It's gonna be a fun conversation. I don't know how it fills into the timeline of Breaking Bad, but we'll discuss.
That's not the right face. Just roll the music.
Oh yeah, what are we doing here again, folks? Wow,
That's why I'm here, folks.
welcome back to the Almost Sideshow, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam, and that is Terry, and we are breaking down Breaking Bad. Break down a Breaking Bad.
We didn't have an actual deadfall moment here. We
did not.
No, but it was the low hanging fruit, as we would say.
We're cager. We love cagers. We love Breaking Bad. We had to make the comparison. We had a it's a it's a multicultural event here at the Sideshow. What the hell am I talking? Anyway,
back down.
Now we've got the cager in the Sideshow. That's all we needed. But all right,
thanks, Nick.
Let's get going.
We've gone full circle. Anyway, we are breaking down the season finale of season 4 of called Face Off of Breaking Bad here, and that this episode aired October 9th, 2011, and I gotta say, wow, they played with my emotions. Holy cow! There was some face offing here as well. Punnage, for sure. A little bit of everything to go around. We're not going to spoil it quite yet. Okay, Gus died. Anyway, Terry, let's bring down that synopsis. It's a great episode. I don't want to postpone it any longer. Let's discuss it, man. I was grasping at I was like on my hands. I was like, oh God, what's going to happen? I was kind of rocking back in the chair. Oh man, welcome to the table, Walt. You're playing checkers now, or playing chess, not checkers. That's what it is.
All right, well, let's talk about it. Here's our synopsis of Breaking Bad, season 4, episode 13, and it is entitled Face Off. All right. Operation Gus Cargo Boom Boom failed. So what's next? Retrieving the bomb and taking it into the hospital, I guess? We need a new plan where Gus won't see him coming. Jesse is trying to help, but Jesse is also dealing with the cops trying to piece through why he thought Brock had been poisoned with ricin, which it turns out wasn't the ricin after all. Walt has hitmen waiting for him at his house, and Saul is trying to play middleman. Then Jesse, before he is tased and forced to cook in the lab, thinks of a way that Walt can get to Gus. Tuco's Tio!
Ah, ding, 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 ding.
The one person he hates more than Walt is Gus. So Hector calls the DEA, and Gus reacts. Hector has to go, but Walt has planted the bomb on Hector's wheelchair with that damn bell as the activator. It blows. Hector goes out in a blaze of glory, taking Gus and Tyrus with him. Now it's time to clean up. Walt and Jesse burn down the lab and all possible incriminating evidence with it. Everyone hears the news. Gustavo Fring is dead, and Hank was right. Skylar wants to know what happened. What happened? Walt won. And also may have been the one that poisoned Brock. Da da da!
Yeah, my wife was not too thrilled with that part of the episode. He does not love him. He does not care. He played him the entire time. What the?
You now see why over the last couple episodes I can't say anything. I can't say anything. Like, you're like, all right, I mean, season 5's got to be just like full on Gus and Walt war. And then no, Gus doesn't make it to season 5.
I had a feeling something with like Tio. Obviously, that he's tormenting that old guy. So like I like he's gonna stay there and like. I'm glad they brought him. And when they realized like, hey, it's the Salamanca guy, it's like, holy cow, they're gonna use him to do it. Like that's gotta be some oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Ring a bell. I mean, it actually rings a bell.
Yeah, ring the bell. Actually, that's a great scene. Uh, also too, it's like, is it deal, dad, uh, uh, d- dia is not a word in any language.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Hmm.
This is a good episode, man. Like this is got a lot of good season finales here. This is probably the best so far, anyway. I don't know. It's hard to put that recency bias considering I just finished it like an hour ago, but there's a lot of shocking things in this that I was not really expecting at all. One of the biggest things that I found fascinating about this episode is apparently electricians have a forum online and they talk to each other about electrician stuff. So he's like, yeah, there's multiple panels here. So why would they have that? Gus was right.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. No, this episode, like the way it all kind of comes together. Walt is just trying to find something that'll work, and going back to Hector. I mean,
Mm.
that moment where he walks in and looks at him, and still decides to help him. Like, it's just brilliant. It's brilliant. And then Gus being so careful, but never once thinking that Walt got to Hector. Like Tyrus was checking for bugs, like the DEA. He talked to the DEA. Now, did they wire his room? Are they waiting for some sort of confession? No, 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 no. It's Walt's revenge. Like it is so perfect. It's so perfect. And just that there's that lasting image of him on the rooftop just saying, "I won." Like that's just all you need to know from the whole episode. And you're right, we've had some great season finales. Like when you said that, I was trying to think through. Season 1 was
Yeah,
truly
Tuco.
realizing Tuco and everything that he can do, and
Mhm.
oh, tight, 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 yeah. And then season 2 was cleaning up after Jane, and the aftermath of that.
That was a good one.
Season
That's probably up there as one of the better ones too, with
with
the
the
whole
planes
plane.
crashing.
Yeah.
Season 3, you had um I think didn't season 3 end with gunning down the drug dealers? Or was
Oh
that
yeah.
the episode before? No, that was the episode before. Season 3 ended with killing Gale.
Oh, Bedecker. That's right.
And now
Yeah,
you
you
got
got this
this.
one. This was yeah. But saying that out, I think that this one. Then you go with season 2, then season 3, then season 1. I think that's how I would personally rank the season finale. I think season three's finale would probably be a stronger overall episode
Mhm.
because once you kind of realize, like, oh, what the big reveal, the big twist at the very end of the season 2, the planes, it's like, oh, okay, now I can see it. You omitted his job and
Yeah,
why, yes. But the Jane thing is, well, Jane died the previous episode too.
right.
So
She died at the end of the
so
episode
maybe,
before.
Gale's death is probably more impactful because once you realize the plane thing, that's crazy, but it's also they were withholding information. Where the other two finales, they're not leading up to it, so which is
Yeah.
cool.
Well, season 2 and 3, it's like it's the Game of Thrones ending, right? It's the
Episode
crazy thing is
before,
going to happen the second to last episode.
yeah,
And then your last episode is the aftermath and all the stuff that has to happen because of what just happened. And because you had season 2, Jane dies in the
yeah,
penultimate episode. Season 3, well, it comes out of nowhere and guns down the drug dealers in the
drug
penultimate
dealers,
episode.
yeah,
But what makes this one such a great season finale and such a great episode is this
the last 3
entire
episodes,
season
yeah,
has been building, right? And like we've talked about this season, less happens in this season than anything else because it's this cat and mouse game
mhm,
between Walt and Gus. Walt knows the entire season that he is on really, really thin ice with Gus.
mhm,
Ever since, I mean, he was done until he killed Gale. And now He's trying to find an upper hand, and this whole season he's trying to find the upper hand, and just when he's at his lowest, he finds that ultimate upper hand and is able to take out Gus. And what he's willing to go through to get there. Like you said, it's kind of dirty what he has to do to get there, but just the fact that this entire season has been building up, the last 2 or 3 episodes has ramped it up a notch, and like you were saying before, you were thinking this is going to carry into, you know, this hunt in season 5 between Gus and Walt. No, it's coming to an end now, and that it is all coming down now. And to bring it full circle, like we kept on saying, why are they bringing in all this other stuff with the cartel? And why is he going to Mexico to talk to Don Eladio? Why is any of this matter? Why does it matter? It establishes that that adversarial relationship between Gus
Yeah.
and Hector, and makes them out to be these mortal enemies that have been enemies for years, so that Walt can have his out. Walt
Mhm.
can have his play. And if it wasn't for that whole subplot, Walt wouldn't have had his moment, because Hector and getting back at him is the only thing that blinds Gus. It's the only thing that he kind of does a little irrationally. And I love the
No,
moment
I
in that.
got to do this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have to do this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. It was the only thing that was going to make that happen. And I love in that scene, it's like, last chance to look at me, Hector. And he finally does. He finally looks at him because I'm looking at the eyes of a dead man, because
So
you're about to die. Just,
so
oh.
so it's good. Margolis, who plays Margolis is that's his
Yeah.
last name, right? So
Mhm.
he plays in Scarface. Very similar scene happened in Scarface. The line of "It's the last time to look at me" was uttered in that movie too,
Oh.
in a similar fashion, which is a pretty cool. I've only I remember that from my first time watch last year. That's pretty cool there. That the whole nursing home stuff was pretty awesome. I didn't quite realize that he was like tracking for bugs. I thought he was like looking for something. I guess I was overcomplicating that scene what Tyrus was doing, but I'm like, how did he not see that big device on the wheelchair? I don't know. I guess he could have got confused because he wasn't really looking at it. He was looking at maybe him.
Or was it even there yet? I mean, Walt was outside the window. Maybe he was waiting outside the window for them to check the room, and then he was going to hop back in and put it on.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the hard part. When did that bomb actually get there? And you see him leave. So it's yeah. That's the tough part. But at the same time, it's damn awesome to see it actually play out and see what actually happened. Couldn't get any better of a finale than in this one. Other than
Yeah.
my only question is, because this happened within like hours of each other, these events, it missed Mike here. Some no name guy driving Gus doesn't feel right to me. It's like, you sit in the car. That's a Mike's role. Mike would have sat in the car.
And Mike is still in a
In
you know,
Mexico,
a
yeah.
tented hospital in
Yeah.
Mexico.
So that's gonna be the question. What happens with him moving forward? But we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah,
Where should we go to first, sir?
I'm really curious to hear how that conversation is going to go. What you think happens in season 5, since you thought all of season 5 was Gus and Walt
I
facing
got
out.
no notes now. I have no
Yeah,
notes.
yeah. I have no notes. Okay. What's the best scene?
Okay, we already
I
talked to nauseam about the Gus's death scene. I think that's
Yeah.
plays up pretty awesome.
There's so many scenes in here that
That's why
work
I'm not gonna
on
pick it.
so many levels, and you're right. That one is one of those moments that is, and just him walking out of the room, straightening his tie, missing half of his face. I mean, that is like one of the most jarring moments you could possibly like have in this. And
Yeah,
it's
it's great.
yeah.
I love one of my favorite scenes here is when Walt walks into the nursing home for the first time and says to him, "It's like, I know you despise me, and I know basically I know you hate me, but I think there's somebody that you hate just a little bit more than me. And they kind of come up with this master plan in his room and stuff like that, and come up with this elaborate scheme. That's that scene right in front of in the nursing home when the old people were playing bingo. And if you, I had the subtitles on, so I was kind of like watching it, but I was also reading. I can't remember exactly what was being said in the background, but there was some really funny little text that did pop on the screen because what the lady was like talking over the bingo person was saying. But I gotta go back and watch that. That's pretty humorous there. But that's a great scene, and just seeing great performances from Bryan Cranston and Mr. Margolis here. Uh, it's great to kind of see these two characters back on a screen for one last time. One of the last times.
Mark Margolis is his name.
Mark Margolis. I can
The
remember
late Mark Margolis. I think
Yeah.
he died last year.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great scene too. I love Walt breaking into Saul's office. I think that's an amazing scene. Francesca just completely going off on him. Every scene with Jesse and the cops, I think, is great.
He's a wordsmith.
Yeah, he's a word. I love Saul and Walt kind of hashing out, that Hector is the way in. But it's funny, even at that point, all Saul can say is Tio Salamanca. That's all that Jesse knows him as. He doesn't know his name is Hector. He just knows he's Tio.
Tio, yeah.
Yeah. And he was also watching TV at that point, he wanted his honeys. But I also, you got to go with the final scene of Walt on the rooftop talking with Skylar, like that. We're safe now. It's good. Well, what happened? I won. Like that is also. Oh.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. So obviously the scene, I was like, because I was thinking your tag here of "damn right." I thought that's where he was going to say, "You're goddamn right." Because I remember I've seen him, Bryan Cranston, say that line, but I can't remember where in the if we've seen it yet.
It's coming.
Okay. Well, I thought if I was like, if any time he says the line, it's right there. And I was like, oh, he won. Okay, I guess that's pretty cool. He won. Yeah.
No. Yeah. No. My tag is when Jesse realizes that it wasn't the ricin, and so Gus didn't poison him, but he still had to go, right? Damn right.
Mm.
And
Okay,
yeah,
you're right. Same scene, different meaning, different piece of dialogue there.
I also have to shout out though the final shot of this. Like you
That's
said, your wife didn't like
call.
it, but
It's a good call.
The final shot though, it's like you have to then, like, in that one shot, you question everything that's happened over the last couple episodes, because now all of a sudden you go, wait a second. Like this is why I couldn't say anything last episode, because I'm like, Walt did it. He's playing this whole thing, and you go back and you look at it now, and like everything Gus does, like Gus goes and visits Jesse in the hospital, and Jesse's like feeling him out, right? It's like, no, he was poisoned, and I don't know if he's gonna make it. And Gus is like, well, understandable. Okay, well, I'll give you this week then, and you can be. It's like he's fully like cooperating and working with him. Why? Because he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Walt is the one that did it. And then you go back to the beginning of the last episode, and he's spinning the gun, right? And he's trying to decide what he's gonna do. What he spins the gun, it points at him. It points at the plant.
It pointed at the plant. Oh my god!
And that's when and after that, he's like, I know what I'm doing now. And that's what sets the whole thing going. God.
Vince Gilligan, you genius of a man.
And you don't know it till the last shot of this episode.
Wow.
You just thought
to question
like,
everything.
But when you watch it, it just points away saying, okay, I'm gonna fight. Like that's what you feel in that moment is, okay, that means I'm gonna go fight. But no, it pointed at the plant. And he's like, I can use that. And that's when the whole plot starts. And that's when
Oh, because
everything starts
he'd
going.
seen Brock at that point.
He saw Brock the night before.
How did
Because
he
when he
get
went
this
to
kid to
Jesse's
eat these
house.
berries?
I don't know.
Hey kid, I got some tasty berries.
I mean,
don't know,
yeah,
that's
if
just
it's
weird.
berries, I mean, that's easy to do, right?
Maybe, but not better than candy. I get. Oh my god, there's so many questions I have. Oh, well, let's hurry up so we can get to season 5. Let's go.
Yeah, right, right.
Wow, jeez,
Well,
Louise,
because then
that's
there's
so
still the
crazy.
unanswered questions of where's the cigarette?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because it disappeared.
Yeah, and how did it get? How did it get out? Because as far as we knew, Gus possibly. I don't know. Damn, that's a good point. Oh man, wouldn't it be
But
crazy if? Oh, because the only time we actually see him get patted up is Huel. Oh god, wouldn't it, oh man, now I'm like questioning everything now that the whole gun thing. Oh, well, oh my gosh, this is gonna be interesting.
but
I don't know.
here's the other thing. Here's the other thing with it too. You go back to last episode when Jesse hears that Brock has been poisoned, or when he sees his cigarette is gone, and he goes in and runs in and says, "Have him check for poison. Have him check for ricin." What's the next thing that Jesse does? He goes
Those
to Walt and points a gun at him, saying, "Why did you poison the kid?" Like he had it pegged. His first reaction was dead on, and Walt talked him out of it. Walt convinced him, "No, it's not me. I would never do this. Why would I ever do this? It's got to be Gus. Who would do this to a kid?"
got and he's Gus already done it. 2
But
kids.
Jesse's initial reaction was
Was
dead
right.
on. It was right. But Walt knew that was how he'd play it, and he knew how to play him.
Oh, and Gus wasn't going to kill Walt. Probably. You think Gus was going to? Oh, actually, those hitmen were in his backyard, so it
Oh
probably
yeah,
was.
no,
So.
Gus was gonna kill Walt because he said the first thing that, or what did he say? I'm going after Hank, and don't get in my way. And the first thing he does is he
Got in
drops
his
the
way.
anonymous tip, and Hank's in protective custody.
Yeah, so he's going to go after Walt. So.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. Okay, well, to say a point. Oh, that's so trippy.
And this is why I didn't talk last episode. This is why I was so quiet. Plus, I
Okay,
was
well,
dead tired last episode. But that is another point.
that's a different
That's
topic.
a different thing.
That's a different story.
All right, we gotta move on. We gotta move on. Okay.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
The Ken wins Bogdan douchebag of the episode.
Walter White. He brings like bomb into a hospital for starters. That's the first thing I wrote.
Just bring a bomb into a hospital?
First, I got a question. Did you just bring a bomb in a hospital? The best part is that freaking magnet sticks to the elevator and he's like trying to pull that little bag out. Oh, it's great.
I feel like him pulling the bag out was kind of like the moment of, I'm talking to Ted.
I'm talking to Ted.
I'm trying to be cool here, but something's not working.
Yeah. We'll throw this plant real quick.
That's a great one. I'm going with Gus's henchman in the lab that
Oh, no.
that just like looks at Jesse and is like, "You want to cook with a broken arm?"
You're gonna grab
And oh, there's a knock at the door. All right, put handcuffs on.
Let me hear him click.
Yeah, I gotta hear him click.
Good call.
All right, Pink Man, Stick Man.
A hornet's nest. You two guys want to put your slongs in a hornet's nest? Be my guest, but I don't want to get your sloppy seconds.
Oh, well played. Well
I found
played.
it. I found one.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I mean, I'm going with Hector Salamanca
Oh, he's a
because
stud.
yeah, I mean, to have the cojones
Oh yeah, that's true.
to go out like that, like I mean, truly, he
Blaze
went
of
out
glory.
exactly. It was a blaze of glory. Like that was like he was just barely holding on. He had nothing left, and Walt got him at the right time. It's like if you're gonna go out, you go out swinging, and you
And
go
he
out and
smiled
take
at
out
him.
the one guy. Oh, I mean, Perfect.
Oh, and I love that he goes to the DEA and basically says, "Suck my." Suck my. And
F.
then F. We get it. We get
You.
it. We're
See,
wordsmiths too.
we got we get
We
it.
got it. We're wordsmith.
I can
Yeah,
spell.
I can spell. And it's plays perfectly because he's like, well, he didn't crap his pants, so it's progress.
Progress. Yeah. Maybe we'll get something out of him at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy though. All right, the best new face. Hey, that's Danny Trejo goes to.
Rebecca Simmons,
Yes.
the neighbor, played by Gail Gilligan, Gilligan. Yeah, Vince Gilligan's mom. Yeah,
Oh, hey, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Look at that.
So yeah, hey Gail, how you doing?
Another reason Walt is a douche.
Yeah,
She's
Wanna
got a
go-
cane. Like, you get your elderly neighbor with a cane to go check to see if there's something that's gonna blow up when she opens the door.
I was like,
Like,
oh, she's gonna get killed, and those two guys come out. I was like, oh my god, and they had the piano
yeah,
wire. They killed her.
uh-huh. Like, they totally could have.
And then I was like, oh good, so the phone rang. Goodness, thank goodness.
Yeah. I've got the detectives because those are like the most chill detectives, and they're kind of cool. If
I
because
almost had them as douchebags too.
they
These are
kind
being
of were,
total
but they were
dicks.
kind of
Yeah,
like they're like,
yeah.
oh, come on, Jesse, we're just talking here. I mean,
We're just chill.
so I'm not under arrest. No, you're not under arrest. Can I leave? We'd really rather you not.
But
It's
you
like,
know how the whole process is. If you get your lawyers involved, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Ins and
Saul
outs.
Goodman. Do I call him or do you? Like,
Yeah, that's a good line. Yeah, I like that one.
yeah, that's a great one. But no, they were kind of chill. They had this cool energy about them. And then Saul shows up. It's like, but yeah,
He
I
played
like
the
that.
Saul card. Yeah, good call.
The Gomi minor character.
Well, Tio could be it, but we're gonna go with Francesca Liddy. here.
Francesca, absolutely.
It's about I'm thinking it's a $20,000 door. No reputable, reputable vendor is going to charge 20 grand for a plate of glass. Oh, you put that.
I mean, she does work for Saul, so and you know she's got to have something there. And I think she plays a pretty significant role in Better Call Saul too.
Mm, good.
But yeah,
That's cool.
that's a good call. That's who I had to. If I had to go with somebody else, um, yeah, Salamanca too. Uh, this kind of works for both best new face and minor character, but Hector's nurse, that poor woman.
Yeah.
Like, he asks to come see you guys, and then he does that. I am so sorry.
This is how you not make friends.
Mhm.
So disappointed in you. What a patient old lady, too.
I know.
Okay,
I
first
know.
line A. Okay. Yeah. Oh my
Mm.
goodness, that's crazy. That scored that alphabet card almost could be a minor character of the episode too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was pretty genius. Like, do we need the card? I'm like, or do we need the board? It's like, oh, are they busting out the Ouija board like the cousins did?
Mm.
No, that works a lot better. All right. The cow house dumbest thing said.
Well, I kind of said one of mine already. No reputable vendor is going to charge $20,000 for a plate of glass, and then he
And that was
catches
a
himself.
truly dumb thing to
He's
say.
like, wait a second. Oh, I think it's 25. No, I'll be right back. And then my other one was, if I ever get anal polyps, I know what to name them. That's a great line.
That was the other
Um,
one I had down. I had that, and did you just bring a bomb into a hospital?
That's a good.
The-
That's a good one.
that was yeah. That was a good one too. I I'm trying to think if since you stole both of mine, I'm trying to think of maybe it was does he ring a bell? I mean because he
Yeah,
actually rings a bell.
literally, yeah. It's a good call.
Jesse says you would remember him.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
But another one I would go like Walter Jr. had some decent stuff. Like he calls Walt at one point. It's like when are you getting here? I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation. And like, yeah, he had some good stuff. Marie was completely unhinged.
Thanks a lot for your help. What? Say what? What was it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hank totally wasn't ignoring her. It's great.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you have any problems? Anything outdated? I was too having too much fun with this episode. Really
He
focused on
ran
this.
he ran in the backyard and opened up a sliding door. So again, another issue with people are trying to kill you and you just leave your stuff unlocked. That's a random one. And outdated. The TV show House and Discovery Channel, because it's like
Well,
Discovery.
Discovery Channel's still around, but
It's still around, but it goes by a different title now. It's not the Discovery Channel. It's Discovery something. I
yeah,
think.
it's true. I don't think House ever talked about ricin. They
No.
talked about lupus a lot, but I don't think they ever talked about ricin. That would be, I gotta say, I was a huge House fan. That would be a fun sideshow at some point. That would be a sideshow that would last forever, because that
Yeah.
show went on about 5 seasons longer than it probably had any right to do. But oh, that was such a great show, though. It
Cal
was such
Penn
a
was in
great
that show, right? Yeah.
Cal Penn was in that show for a little while, yeah,
There you go.
just a little while, and then they killed him off.
And then went to White Castle.
That was after White Castle.
That was after White Castle and Guantanamo Bay. Yeah.
And yeah, might have been somewhere in there. He like
Somewhere.
left the show. He left the show to like work for Obama, like in the
I
White
remember
House.
that. Being it,
Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, it was
Crazy.
the first time a lot of people knew who Olivia Wilde was.
Mm.
But for the longest time, she was just 13. That's all everyone knew her as, was 13, because that was
Wow.
her
Yeah.
that was her nickname. Anyways, we're off track. Midlife crisis moment. What is your midlife crisis moment?
Holding grudges. Holding your old grudges. They get in the way. I think a couple characters in the show have the old grudges they're holding on to.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I went with Francesca. She just wanted to finish her work and go home, but now she's got to wait around for a couple hours to get the glass guy to come in and fix the door.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
she
They're
just
a pain in my butt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are in danger? Of course you are, because you did something else dumb. I mean,
Yeah. She's probably seen a lot of stuff too. I don't get paid enough for this.
But yeah, I just want to go home. Why did you just make my job harder? Why?
I dig it. I like that one a lot.
Mhm. All right, LVP.
Pride and ego, really, what it comes down to. Pride and ego. If Gus did not have the pride and ego, he would still be alive.
That's true. Because Tyrus would have taken care of it, but they knew if Gus had an enemy, he was going to do it. I just love that. My LVP is Hector's next door neighbor, who's trying to talk to Walt as he's hiding behind the wall.
Hi.
Oh, hi, how are you? What? And then they're like, Tyrus like, what do I hear? What is that? Oh, it's a crazy old lady. It's like, hello, hi, Sonny.
Hi, pretty bird. Pretty bird.
You go and do something like that and totally redeem yourself. No, she didn't redeem herself, but she was the only
No.
MVP.
Hector Salamanca.
Hector Salamanca.
Yeah. Salamanca.
Like he is. We finally ding 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 ding.
That's that bell. What's that damn bell?
It's finally like the whole. I love the Hector Salamanca just full arc of who he was this badass cartel guy, has a stroke or whatever it was, aneurysm, who knows, and now he's in this wheelchair and all he can do is blink and ring a bell and apparently defecate from his wheelchair. And we meet him with Tuco. His other nephews are hunting people, but he gets like the sweetest send off of almost like any character ever. Like how sweet is, like, this is your mortal enemy. You've hated him forever, and he just has been working to get his revenge on you and killed off your entire family, killed off everyone you ever knew, ever cared about. and you get the opportunity, like, I don't care if it takes me out, I'm taking him with me. Someone who is just stuck to just dinging a bell is able to get his revenge. Like, that's so good. That's so sweet.
It is, yeah. I like it. Yeah. Gotta be the MVP.
Yeah, got to be. Got to be. All right. Well, we're going to talk about what's next. We're going to talk about our end of season awards. But first, our
One final
Walter
body.
White body count
We're gonna add some
now
numbers.
stands at 1 Emilio, 1 Crazy 8, 1 Ken Wins Car, 1 Custodian's Career, 1 Tuco Hideout, 1 Lock, 1 Uneaten Burrito. That was Tio's. 1 Paper Towel Holder. Rot.
Rot.
1 Backdoor to Jesse's House, 1 Love of Jesse's Life, a few burned $100 bills, 1 Pepperoni Pizza, 1 Career in Education, 1 Meth Making RV, 1 Beginning of a Galeful Friendship, 1 Fly, 2 Kid Killing Drug Dealers, 1 Gail Bedecker, 1 Fateful Bottle of Wine, 3 Laundry Worker Jobs, 1 Walter Jr. Dream Car, 1 Pinkman Living Room, 1 Secret Underground Meth Lab, 1 Gale Special Coffee Maker. You see how they gave a very special like shot to the coffee maker. Like, yeah, the coffee maker is going to that Gale had made, like it made the perfect
Yeah.
coffee. Anyways, 2 Nameless Henchmen. You had no name. You have no chance. You should just lie down. 1 Tyrus, 1 Hector Salamanca, and 1 Gustavo Fring. And the Jesse ass kick count remains at 9.5, which means he gets his ass kicked once every 4.8 episodes. So, do you want to talk about what's next first, or do you want to talk about the season first?
I don't think I don't really have anything too interesting to say what's gonna happen next because we are, I think though, Jesse, they don't go back to cooking math right away. I don't think that would be kind of stupid. I don't know. Maybe they do. Old habits die hard. But Jesse finds out sometime. I would imagine that he had something to do with it. I would imagine. I honestly don't want to play this game right now because I do not know where we're going now.
This feels like a completely blank slate, right? Like
Everything
everything
started
that we
over.
have
Yeah.
done this entire show is now almost all of it is gone. And
If
we've
this
got
is how the show,
16 episodes left.
if this is how the show ended, it would be like kind of good.
Yeah. This totally could have been the end of the whole show.
Yeah. So let's just go. Let's move on from that one. Let's not do it this
Okay.
time because it's
All
a fresh slate. Obviously, there's things you could go with, but there's not like easy like the next big bad big bad guys with the cartel or whatever. A little
And we
tricky.
got the 5th and final season ahead of us.
Crazy.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see what happens. Okay. Well, let's get to our season categories. So go through all of our categories again, but now taking into account the entire season. What is the best scene of the season?
Gus's death. Gus's death is the best scene, just because how Hector went out looking right at him and smiling and no. Oh, comes out like looking like Two-Face from Batman.
He totally does. He's Aaron Eckhart in Dark Knight.
Yeah, his face is literally off, folks. My wife's like, he can't still be alive, can he? And he falls down right when she said that. That was great.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that. I've got 4 scenes written down. That's one of them. 2 of them are from the same episode, which is one of my favorite episodes, like of the whole thing. Poisoning the whole cartel. Like that whole scene
Good
at
call.
the swimming
Good call.
pool and everything that entails, knowing the history of what happened at that poolside by the hands of the people he's poisoning. That is a brilliant scene. Jesse commanding the lab in Mexico
It's a good one too.
is also such a great scene. Like he goes from looking like he does, I know I grabbed the barrel with the B on it, and uh to making the batch he needed to make, telling them off for not having a clean workspace. Like the whole thing was just, it was brilliant and Jesse at his finest. But if anything's gonna rival Gus's death, it is the final shot of episode 11, the crawl space shot. Like that is like one of the greatest shots I've ever seen. Just
Mm,
Walt lying there laughing hysterically, knowing it, like he's done. Like he has no play without that money.
mhm,
And we see he finally comes up with one. But as it pans out and you just see him in that tiny little space, and like it's such a cool shot and it's such a cool moment. If anything in this season rivals everything surrounding Gus's death, it is the crawl space shot.
mhm. It's a good call. I also want to throw out Gus killing that guy with a box cutter. It's a good one too.
Like that is the most like what the hell moment. Like
Yeah.
no, you don't see him killing Victor. Like that, you don't see that coming.
Especially after he just did he cooked meth that episode too. It's a good call.
Mhm.
He had a guy. He's cut up guy.
I had a guy. You're not the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Ken wins Bogdan douchebag of the season.
I want to put Beneke here, but I don't think
Oh no, you could totally put that here.
it
He's
is.
one of the ones I've written down.
It's the first few episodes of Hank when he was still moping around
The minerals.
the minerals, rocks. No, they're minerals, Marie. Come on.
Minerals, Marie. Come on.
I said Cheetos, cha sound, not Fritos. Yeah, that's good. That's a good call.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so I would say beginning season Hank.
I like it. I've got two written down. I've got Ted, because Ted is a real douchebag in this season.
Correct. Yes.
I also have Bogdan written down because he appears. So the eyebrows of doom have to. I
Yeah,
mean,
eyebrows that don't quit.
we put him in the name of the award.
Yeah,
So
that's why I didn't. I thought he was off the table for that
Yeah,
reason.
I mean, yeah,
But
you
still.
could go with that. You could go with that. Okay, the Pink Man, Stick Man of the season.
All right. I have a runner-up, the random meth head in episode 3 called Open House. He literally gets it in. He's having some kind of random party at Jesse's house. But it's the box cutter. The box cutter is what really got it in. The box cutter is the stick man of the episode of the season here. A couple times he got it in, a couple times. So
I'm surprised you're not going with the Hornet's Nest. Like that was brilliant. The
I didn't
Hornet's
want to
Nest
have
was
the
great.
Hornet's Nest was good. That was another one. I didn't want to have too much recency bias on my list.
Yeah.
So I try to space out some of my stuff here.
So I went back through all the stickmen I'd given out through this season, and my favorite was Marie's imaginary husbands.
Oh, that's good
Oh
call.
yeah, all her imaginary husbands she would make up at the open houses.
Kind of one of my least favorite episodes of the season, though, the open house one. But
Yeah,
still, it's still they're not a bad episode. It's just one of my least favorite, but still a good episode though.
it's the episode you feel for Marie the most though.
True.
Like
Yeah, that's true.
that. Yeah, that's a good episode.
Yeah.
The best new face of the season.
Bill Burr
Oh yeah, it's Bill Burr.
He appeared in episode 11, Crawl Space, episode 3, Open House. You have more? Because I have a couple. I have two more.
The other one I was thinking was the doctor in Mexico that
good call.
that treats Mike and Gus because he's Luigi Vampa. That's yeah. Mm-hmm.
I also got Steve Aoki. He's a legit DJ from episode 7, Problem Dogs. It was on his face was on Jesse's shirt. So that's what I said there. But the other option, if it wasn't Bill Burr, it's Lawson, played by Jim Beavers in episode 2, 38 Sub. He was the gun salesman with Walt. That guy, Yeah, that was a cool guy.
Yeah, we got to go. I got to mention that Mexican doctor though, because he he was in Barry, like he was in our last
Yeah.
sideshow.
Good
So
call.
if he's in if he's in one sideshow and then he's in the next sideshow, we've got to talk about him. So yeah,
Stay tuned until the next sideshow. We find out what show he's in next.
what would it surprise you if he popped up in Better Call Saul? It wouldn't surprise me.
That wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me. Okay, the Gomi minor character of the season.
I have 3 here.
I've got 2.
Okay, say one of them.
Tucker!
Tucker.
Tucker! The
Yeah,
meth
see, I
head.
wrote them. Oh, yeah, the meth head. Yeah, okay, I wrote him down too. I was like, who the heck's Tucker? I didn't write. That's what I said.
Tucker! What are you doing? Digging.
Oh, and he's like,
Where-
he
where-
digs us the hole.
Where are you
Yeah,
digging
that's
to?
right.
Oh, you know.
Yeah,
How deep do you think it is? Pretty deep.
pretty deep. Yeah, good call. I think the TO could be up here. Tyrus is one I wrote down too.
Tyrus is the other one I wrote down.
Yeah,
He-
gotta be
and he
Tyrus.
only gets the one season, right? He's gone. He was
But it's a
he was
memorable
Victor's
character.
replacement, but he was so cool.
He
Like
would be so cool. He would definitely. He's gonna be probably like a 6th round pick when we. I can see him being like a 6th round pick when we do our Breaking Bad character draft. He can sneak. He'd be a sneaky 6th round pick. It'd be good. It'd be solid.
yeah, he could sneak in there.
I can see
He'd
it.
be one of those guys like, ooh,
Good call.
nice
Good call.
call.
Yeah. Good.
Mhm.
But I would have to go with Severio Anhijo. Oh God dang it! My whole horrible Spanish. It's the tequila that Gus brings.
Ah,
The tequila, the
the
alcohol.
tequila.
What's in the box? Yeah.
Tequila.
Dun,
What's
dun,
in
dun,
the
dun,
box?
dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
The Cowhouse dumbest thing said of
Cool.
the season.
All right. How many do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got
Yeah,
6.
I got 5.
3 of
options.
them are from the same episode. Actually.
All right. I got 5 options. So you say one first.
Well, the first one I had written down, I just said pretty deep.
Pretty
How far do you think it is? Oh, pretty deep. Hey, you want to
Alright,
take over for me? Okay.
Yeah. So one of the ones that I have is from episode 6, Cornered. President Grant, very good man. When he gives the Mexican the cleaning ladies the 50,
That's a good one.
very
All right,
important.
the next one I'll shout out is Haji's Quick Vanish.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Haji's
Yeah.
quick on this. One that I mentioned already too. Cheetos cha-cha sound, not Fritos, from episode 3 of Open House.
That's good. My next one, plus douchebag to minus douchebag equals 0 douchebag.
Good one. A big howdy do to Mr. I'm Not Here from episode 1 of Box Cutter. The Box Cutter. Marie said that. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
That's a good one. He's Miss Daisy with binoculars.
That's a good one.
Oh, Walter.
Yeah. Then from episode 9 called Bug, what if the equipment is in Mexican and not English? That's a good
That
one.
was a good one too. That was a good one. I mean, it was good. Like terms of endearment, convincing.
Yeah,
Like that was a good one too.
it's a good one. But my winner here for the season goes to episode 2, 38 sub again. Nazi zombies don't want to eat you just for the protein, man. Because they're craving protein. They hate Americans.
The second half of the season was really missing Skinny and Badger. It
Yeah.
really was.
Yeah. I'm just craving the protein, man. They hate Americans. It's great.
My winner is it's a tie. It's bum bum bum. Get the bad guys. Bum bum bum. And it's tied
with me.
you singing the wrong Rocky song. Dun 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 dun. Get the bad guys. Dun 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 dun. Get the bad guys. Dun.
What's worse is if you read my notes, it says Eye of the Tiger. Bad rendition of Eye of the Tiger, but I never read that when I was doing the episode.
Bum, bum. Get the bad guys. Bum bum bum. It's a
That's
tie.
good. I
It's a tie.
respect that.
You weren't gonna say it, so I had to say it.
No, I wasn't. I
Oh,
already forgot. No.
the midlife crisis of the episode.
I think there's only one
Or the
answer
season,
here.
sorry, the season.
Yeah, gotta go back to episode 238 sub. Just realizing you can't party like you used to. You can't party like you used to, and hangovers with loud music suck. That's how it is.
That is cool. That is a good one. I've got two written down. Tripping on things,
Yep.
Beneke.
Mm.
And then
Up here for a rug.
when the other one, this one might be my favorite. When Walt thinks he's going to a rock show with Hank, and he starts confiding in his fellow nerd and geeking out over rocks, and Hank just like,
Yeah, shut up. We're not going to that.
well, we're not going to a rock show. It's like, oh, like this guy might actually appreciate the stuff I have to say about this. Oh.
Yeah, we're not going to a rock show. I thought they were minerals. That would have been a funny line if Walt would have said that. I thought they were minerals.
Oh! A scene I missed. One of my other favorite scenes of this whole season is the scene where Hank shows Walt Gale's lab book.
Oh, good call.
Like that whole scene of WW Walter White. You got me. Willy Wonka. Like that.
Yeah.
That's such a good scene, and it shows just that. And they have so many of those scenes where they play on multiple levels because you're in on it and Hank isn't. I love that scene. Okay.
Love that.
LVP of the season.
Okay. LVP. Oh yeah, Jesse's hobo parties. He actually has hobos living there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they're living there, are they really hobos?
Really deep question.
The homeless would have a home.
Oh yeah.
So
good call. Good call.
My LVP is Huel. Every time he shows up, something goes wrong. Either he has bowel issues, or Beneke runs his head into a hearth, or he's patting down Jesse for no reason, or I don't know. Every time it is an act of God. Whenever he's around, things don't go the way they're supposed to. So LVP is Huel.
Yeah, my other LVP would have been my flaw of the season is that gun that Jesse uses for the game of Rage does not exist. This is in Duck Hunt.
You and your video games, man.
I just had to. I had to stay on brand. Okay. There we go.
I have respect for that, and I have respect for beer. Okay, good MVP.
Well, I could use a few beers. All right. MVP is that this show is awesome. I'm glad we're doing the sideshow. But I went back and tabulated who had the most MVPs of the entire season for me. And the MVP of the show this season is, should I say it?
Say it, because I know who you're gonna say.
It's Skylar.
It's Skylar.
It's Skylar. Yeah, definitely.
Right,
Skylar.
Teddy.
Right, Teddy. Yeah.
She's got so many clutch moments in this season.
Yeah.
So many clutch moments. Whether it's the script of how they're going to tell the story to Hank and Marie, or it's her getting out of the tax evasion with Ted, how she barters her way out of having to pay more for the car wash, her idea of using Saul's guys, and when Bill Burst first shows up to get the price of it way down by making something up. Like, she is clutch in this season. And she kind of ends the season back in like old Skylar mode.
Yeah, season 2 Skylar. Yeah.
But again, she's just kind of staying out of it. But she makes the calls like, what's going on here? And she ends back where she was. But throughout the season, she is so clutch and so good. And I was thinking about MVP. I have 2 written down. One of them is Skylar. The other one I have written down is Gus. I mean, him in this season, like everything he does in this, like, yeah, it ends with his demise. But think about this season, everything from the box cutter to wandering out in front of a sniper's scope and saying, "Here I am, come and get me,"
Yeah.
to going and poisoning the entire leadership of the cartel, to I mean, to realizing that Jesse was a way to get back at Walt and manufacturing a robbery so he could feel some worth. Like, he is Gustavo Fring is possibly the best character this show's got. I mean, Walter White is great, and Jesse is great, and all Hank is great. All these characters are amazing. Mike is great, but man, Gustavo Fring, like everything he represents, everything he is, everything he stands for, everything he does, his forethought, standing there and walking away from his car. What?
Yeah, good call.
And did you notice in right like one of the last shots, his car is still sitting in the hospital parking lot? It's still there and it will remain there. Just
It's good.
Gus. Gus is an MVP.
I love it. Good call. Can't argue with that. All right. Well, we've done the awards. We've done our breakdown of season 4. That means we only have one thing left to do: is break down season
of Breaking
5
Bad.
and break it even more down. Next week we'll be breaking down the first episode of season 5. So make sure you guys set your calendars for that. So
16 episodes left.
and a movie.
And we have no idea what's gonna happen.
No idea. Somehow they end up on Netflix.
They cleaned the slate. It cleared everything out.
Everything up. Yeah. So really,
Oh, I
so
can't-
I'm excited, man.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Well, he's giddy like a schoolboy, and my name is Adam, and we will see you after we do what?
Sit and spin.